Going back to what happened to SCTEX and NAIA, basically corruption killed these people. We focus on the band-aid solutions instead of that long-term solution, proactive solutions that will give stability.
The tendency is just to give the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Okay na yan, pwede na yan. Or para tumahimik na lang, gumawa na lang tayo ng ganitong announcement. It's still reactive.
Nakakalungkot, but we cannot be a victim of these circumstances. We should be able to use this as a wake-up call, no, for a lot of Filipinos. Hindi po tayo mabubuhay ng mabuti, maganda, kung mediocre or incompetent ang mga gawa natin o ang mga ugali natin. No? Kailangan marunong tayong magmahal sa trabaho natin para, we can provide better lives also for other people.
Pero kasi if no one takes responsibility, it's just gonna cost another life and another life. And alam mo, it's just gonna get worse.
Yes. Incompetence will be the norm, not the exception. There's a lot of things that's happening in the country right now. No, there are two tragedies that happened just recently. Number one, yung SCTEX Toll Plaza bus mishap, and also the second one, yung mas bago, yung NAIA accident where a car rammed parang sa NAIA entrance. So we'll discuss this today in relation to what's happening in our country. Hi, Patrick.
Hey Dex, good afternoon.
Yun, good afternoon. There's a lot of things that's happening in the country right now. No, there are two tragedies that happened just recently. Number one, yung SCTEX Toll Plaza bus mishap, and also the second one, yung mas bago, yung NAIA accident where a car rammed parang sa NAIA entrance. We'll discuss this today in relation to what's happening in our country. What do you think happened?
Yeah, I guess siguro just starting off with the facts, no.
Yeah.
Fatality-wise, there were two fatalities in the NAIA crash. One was a 5-year-old girl, or 4-year-old. So I mean, that's still not clear. Basta, well, I mean, still very young, diba? And then there was a 29-year-old male also who was supposed to go abroad, to work abroad. Doon naman sa SCTEX, there were 10 fatalities, and there were 4 fatalities that were also children. So, well, I mean, road accidents happen all the time. But I think, what really makes these two things jump out is, well, first, they were highly avoidable. They could have been avoided. And, I mean, just like with what I mentioned, facts-wise, no, there were children fatalities, which is always, heartbreaking. I'm not sure if you saw yung videos of the father nung 5-year-old girl during the collision itself, where like it was very emotional, very very triggering talaga yung response ng father. But yeah, I mean, it was very tragic, and a lot of people are sad, but at the same time, a lot of
Hinahatid lang
people,
siya, di ba?
yeah, hinahatid lang kasi the father was supposed to go abroad na rin eh. So it was very sad, but now a lot of people are also very angry. Oh, I'll have to admit, when I saw that, I was very angry because, like I said, no,
You
it
have
was very
kids.
avoidable. Yeah, I have 2 daughters, and I just put myself in their shoes, no, like if that happened to me, gosh, I mean, it's really tragic. Yeah. But that aside, no, I mean, just looking at the other facts as well that kind of stand out. Try to make sure that you know kasi syempre hindi mo maiwasan when you look at the things that are spreading online. You have to make sure na tama din yung facts na no. So like a couple of things lang also that stood out from the SCTEX multiple vehicle collision. Just to set things straight siguro, there was also, there were some people who were saying na the driver who caused the collision was probably intoxicated or baka naka-drugs. He actually passed the drug testing. I think that was just today, as we're recording this.
Yeah.
And then, but I mean, that being said, there are reports. I don't know how true it is yet. Still to be checked kung totoo. Pero they're saying that the driver, yung nakabangga, yung bus driver, fell asleep on the wheel because he had worked
Mm-hmm.
long hours and then super fatigued siya. So
Mm-mm.
they're starting to look into the the policies of the bus company. Uh,
Negligence
yeah, Solid
of the
North
company.
Bus. Yeah, to see if talagang hinayaan ba kasi there were some people who were saying na galing din sa sa
Mm-hmm.
sa company also, past drivers, past staff, that there are some times where they would allow drivers to drive for 12 hours straight, which is syempre na hindi pwede yun. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a safety hazard, and then I mean, ano pa, open freeway, uh like um routes. I mean, that should not be like kahit ako when I drive, I try to make sure na every 4 hours or so dapat may rest
Yeah.
talaga.
May stops.
So those are some of the things then that people are looking at. Doon naman sa sa NAIA incident, well, it's really the issue of the bollards, 'di ba? Because hindi siya it's just bolted to the ground. Supposedly dapat, if it's really a safety bollard,
Yeah.
which if that's the case, if it really is a safety bollard, dapat at least 2 feet na naka
Is it a metal bollard or a cement?
it's a metal bollard, pero
Metal kasi naka ano siya no, attached.
correct. But some people are also saying na, well, that's because it might have been na it was only created to be like display only, or parang visual cue lang, which doesn't make sense because dun
Yeah.
pa lang sa setup ng NAIA, the cars kasi are facing the entrance, so you should, even if meron siyang, even if they put it for decorative purposes, they shouldn't have put it in for decorative purposes, because that in itself is a hazard. I think it really speaks to the reactiveness din minsan, no, the way that
Yeah.
these people tend to think, is they like to think reactively. Naantay pa na may mangyari bago natin aayusin. Versus na sana if we can think more proactively about the safety hazards and so on so forth. I mean, it could have been easily avoided. I mean, we wouldn't have had
Yeah.
12 funerals in a matter of 3 days if that were the case.
Yeah, it didn't only affect uh affect the ones who were injured and killed, no, but the families of those
Yes.
people. No? Imagine the trauma that they caused to the family. Especially nakita ko nga yung tatay, no. Papunta na lang siya sa trabaho niya abroad. Nasa loob na daw siya eh. 15 minutes na daw yata siya sa loob ng ano. Tapos may narinig siyang bumangga or commotion. And then it's very heartbreaking to see. I didn't watch it eh kasi it's too much eh. You're
Yeah.
working for your family and then hinatid ka lang tapos biglang nangyari yon. So kaya nga ang gusto nating i-tackle talaga dito is these things should have been avoided, tama ka. And that corruption literally kills. No, kasi if those bollards no should be maintained once or twice a year, you need to check them. No, you are in sabi nga nila in NAIA is one of the worst airports. Ayan, napatunayan natin may namatay na. No, worst airports not only of how it looks, but the infrastructure that supports it. Eh. If you have a bollard, common sense dictates that it should protect and it should be sturdy. No, it should be protecting the people around it. Kaya ka nga may harang eh. It protects the passengers, the people who are the pedestrians who are using the entrance. And regardless of the negligence, definitely may negligence yun or incompetence on the part of the driver. Pero that is actually our safeguard to incompetence and negligence, yung bollard na yun.
Right, right. I mean, going to
Yeah.
going back. So,
Yeah.
yun nga, I mean, like with the drivers, I mean, I kind of sense, of course, syempre, no, with both drivers, the SC Tex bus driver
Mm.
and the NAIA driver of the Ford Everest. Well,
Mm.
I mean, okay, I mean, let's just say for instance na it hindi naman sinadya. I mean,
Mm.
who would say naman na sinadya yun, 'di ba? Pero
Mm.
kahit na walang ano, like well, siguro I guess the cases are a bit different. I just saw talaga just now no na talagang inamin nung bus driver that he really dozed off talaga while driving. So inamin. So
Pagod.
oo, sa SC Tex. So he dozed off behind the wheel daw. And then well, the case naman of the driver of the Ford Everest in NAIA, well, merong isang theory kasi daw na baka naka-neutral and then, 'di ba? He
Mhm.
stepped on the gas tapos biglang pinasok from neutral pinasok sa drive. But I mean, those things can happen, no?
Yeah.
Those things can happen. But that's the reason why there has to be safety measures in place, whether it's on the road, whether it's in parking areas or drop-off areas. More specifically
Yes.
talaga towards the NAIA, ano, I mean, I mean, I'm sure Dex, 'di ba? You've went to other airports in other countries. You see the meticulous planning that is put
Yeah.
into everything, from
Mhm.
where the bathrooms are placed to the
Yeah.
size of the terminals, ilang seats
Mhm.
dapat. My favorite airport that I've been to are the Hong Kong airport and the Changi International Airport in Singapore. Like
Yeah.
the level of detail that goes into it, not just decoratively, pero kahit yung flow,
World
'di
class.
ba kung 'di ba kung malayo yung ano, yung terminal mo, there's like a bus underground to get there. Why don't we have that as a country? I mean, 'di ba?
If meron tayong pera pang ayuda, meron tayong pera dapat for actually
Exactly.
it's prioritization of the budget, Patrick.
Mm, yeah.
In, ang nangyari kasi, again, no, these incidents are more than just isolated accidents. No, they are symptoms of deeper systemic problems in our country. No, corruption and prioritization of the budget. Billions of funds are being siphoned or being malversed and used for other purposes, either for personal or other um, unimportant projects. For me, ayuda, hindi dapat yan. Hindi dapat yan ang focus natin. Ang focus talaga natin for our budgeting is fixing our infrastructure. That's actually the most important thing that the government should have done. And with this bollards, diba, it's not just about stolen money. It's about stolen lives. No, lives of the people killed or injured, but also the lives of the families involved. And us, no, Filipinos, how can we feel safe? No, if we see these things, no, being corrupted. So, nakita natin na naman they're deflecting blame na naman, Patrick, no. They say that it was it was done during 2019, no, before their administration. Pero regardless who did it, if you will look at the importance of a bollard, no, a bollard should be maintained, no, at least once or twice a year. You need to check it kasi may wear and tear din yan eh. And especially in highly traffic places like an airport or a street, no, kailangan may maintenance yan. Sino bang ano ngayon, kumuha ng contract sa NAIA? I think yung San Miguel, no?
Yeah, San Miguel. Uh, tama ba? Ramon Ang?
Yeah, San Miguel, right? So private contractor together with the government, they are tasked to make the NAIA safe and secure, not only beautiful, but priority talaga is security of the people.
Right. Is it Ramon Ang? I want to make sure that we get the facts right.
Yeah.
Correct, correct. Yeah. Tama, tama.
These things boils down to values, Patrick. If we love our country, if we have patriotism, if we have respect over the lives of people, our priority is to make this infrastructure like a simple and important bollard working. No,
Yeah.
it it doesn't matter whether it was done in a previous administration or during this administration. The important thing here is the present moment. So who are in charge and why was a bollard didn't function as promised, no? It promised security and safety. It's fundamentally a broken promise. It's like sabi mo nga parang naging show lang, no? Again, the focus of looking good rather than the bollard or the people doing a good job or better job in making it work.
Yeah, and I think, well, I mean, the the tendency kasi is when we try to find fault
Mm.
when it comes to shortcomings from a public service perspective. We always just go and point towards the elected officials. Which, this
Yeah.
isn't really an issue of sino yung, you know, president or
Admin.
whoever's elected that time. It's about people who were supposed to execute it as well. Alam mo, if you go to a country like Singapore has like a change of administration now. If you
Mm.
go to a country like Vietnam, what Vietnam is communist, however, right? Like any other country for that matter, even in the US, it doesn't
Mm.
matter who's sitting there. I'm gonna do my job.
Yeah.
Eh bakit dito? Like when issues like this arise, everyone's always, sino ba yung elected? It's not about who was elected. It's about who was
Mm.
appointed to do
Mm.
the job.
Yeah.
The contractors, the people who are, I'm sure na kung sino man yung nakaupo
Yung
dyan.
first line. Yung first
Correct,
line of
exactly.
first line people like the NAIA personnel and management and the
Yeah,
contractor who did the bollard.
correct. I mean, do you intend to tell me there are hundreds of officials in the Manila International Airport Authority going through
Mhm.
these terminals every single day and no one ever stopped to wonder and think, wait a minute, safe ba to?
Working pa ba? Oo.
'Di ba? I mean, like, it doesn't take a genius to look at that and say, wait, baka may mangyayari dito. We have to review this. Or di natin
Well,
alam, baka maybe there was, pero collectively, may nagawa ba? I think like what I'm really trying to say here is like, do your job. I mean, for crying out loud,
basic.
yeah, just do your job. I mean, do your job.
You only have one job. For example, you are the one maintaining the airport. Your job is to make all the things, the infrastructure, the things that are in the airport working well. And in this case, the bollard doing its job in protecting people, being sturdy to be able to prevent those kinds of mishap. Pag marami na tayo nakitang videos, for sure nakita mo, na pag
Yeah.
yung truck bumangga sa bollard, nasisira yung truck, hindi yung bollard.
Mm, yeah.
Imagine dito, it was supposed to work and it didn't work.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. I was
That's
just
a
reminded. I was just
mm,
reminded, no, last year kasi, uh, right now, we don't fly through NAIA anymore kung international flights. We avoid NAIA altogether. Because I had a really bad experience last year. We flew to Hong Kong via Manila. Three
nagka-Clark
of
ka
us
ba?
flew. Depende. Sometimes Cebu, sometimes Iloilo.
Mm,
We just go for the smaller airports. Most of the time
maganda yung
Cebu
Cebu
kasi
ah.
maganda yung Cebu. 5 minutes yung yung immigration check.
Mm.
In NAIA 3 last year, we flew through NAIA 3 to go to Hong Kong. 3 hours Dex in the just lining up in immigration. And
Wow.
the reason why I share that kasi there was nung pumasok kami ng immigration and then
Mm.
kami na yung ini-interview, there was this one lady who cut in front of me. And
Mm.
then at first parang nagtataka ako, bakit ka nagka-cut? Kaya pala lumipat from another IO kasi dineny na yung access niya. She was already offloaded.
Mm.
And she was jumping from one window to another to try to get in. And I was telling the IO na, is anyone gonna do something about this? Kasi nakakasira ng flow. Dami na nga.
Yeah.
3 hours na kami dito. May mga ganito pa. Alam mo yung sinagot ng IO sa akin, sir, di ko trabaho
Mm.
yan. Ito lang yung trabaho ko.
Mhm.
Which, diba, I think what I really just like realized talaga is people in public service, a lot of them don't really care about public service. They're really just there because they're paid to do it.
Salary.
Bakit pumapasok ng gobyerno yung mga pumapasok ng gobyerno? 2 reasons. Number 1, job security.
Mm.
Kaya tayo civil service exam. Hindi dahil
Yeah.
para ma-check kung kaya natin maging civil servants, pero para ma-regular tayo. Hindi tayo
Mhm.
mawalan ng trabaho. And pwede tayong mag-quiet quit. Basta nakapasok ka ng 8, nakalabas ka ng 5, may sahod tayo, hindi tayo mawawalan ng trabaho. Tapos kapag may kapit tayo sa taas, mas lalo akong mas safe dito. We want the security. Second, ano yung reason? Because merong pension.
Exactly.
So those two things, it's still self-serving. It's not public service, it's self-service.
Kaya nga again, it boils down to principles and values. No? As civil servants, no, it should be required in your love of country and love of your fellow Filipinos should be tested. Ang ginawa, we are only focused on the economics. The salary, sabi mo nga, having security of tenure and having the pension. All of those are monetary. Lang yun. Sabi nga ni Elon Musk, he was asked by a child, no, what can you give an advice to a child like me? Sabi ni Elon Musk, simple. Just give more than you take. The problem with our civil servants or even the private contractors who may be responsible to these accidents is that we always focus on taking
Yeah.
without thinking about giving the service, giving a better service. No, pinag-usapan natin to before, Patrick, that it's always better to give than to receive because when you give, diba, you have this energy or vibe of abundance and of goodness. Erosion of good values in such a way na ito na lang ang priority natin kung anong makuha natin sa gobyerno, just like the big people in the government, the powerful people in government, using the funds and siphoning or malversing a lot of our budget in the government. Yan yung nangyayari sa atin because of those distorted values of consumption, of just taking whatever we can instead of giving.
You know what? I mean, of course, I'm not going to kasi syempre alam ko minsan when we talk about these topics medyo sensitive kasi sino ka naman
Yeah.
para magsabi na ganun. Completely honest, I am not patriotic, but I'm also not a public servant. Alam mo yun? Parang okay,
Yeah.
if you don't love serving other people, if you don't want to contribute to the community, then don't work in public service.
Yes.
Diba? I mean,
Tama.
that is as simple as that. I mean, alam mo, minsan talagang no matter how much you want to keep a level head, nakakagalit din minsan yung mentality ng ganito na alam mo yun, like ang dumi na nga ng sistema natin.
Yeah.
You'll add to it pa. Like it's just so funny. Like quick side note, no.
Mm.
Kasi syempre, some people will think, I'm just one person. Like, okay lang yan. I
Oh,
mean, 'di ba? I mean, kung talagang sira yung sistema, then what's another, might as well that I'll just go in so I can reap the benefits. I really don't agree with that mindset. I was talking to a friend the other day
mm.
na sabi niya sa akin na parang, ay sorry, kailangan, malilate lang ako kasi we were supposed to meet up. Sabi niya malilate lang ako kasi naantay ko pa yung 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 mother-in-law ko. Kasi daw pumila siya dun sa bigayan kasi election na.
Mm.
Sabi ko sandali lang, vote
Vote
buying yan, di
buying.
ba?
Oo.
Sabi niya, alam ko, vote buying to. And this person basically, just to give context, no,
Mm.
is supposed to be like, alam mo yun, parang a principled person, leads in the church, very
Yeah.
sabi ko sa kanya, kala ko ba in agreement tayo na hindi yan maganda.
Mm.
Yung sagot sa akin, kukunin naman ng iba, might as well ako yung kukuha. Alam mo yun, parang di ko magets yung ganong mentality. I mean, wouldn't, like, even in your own small way, wouldn't you want to be a part of the solution, not of the problem?
Even if you are a single person, that doesn't mean na parang mag-isa lang ako, I cannot make a change. No, you can. Just making a change with yourself will affect a lot of people. Will affect you first and foremost, no?
Yeah.
Um, Self-reliance ang tawag doon, according to Ralph Waldo Emerson. If you want to contribute to the world, focus on yourself first. Make a change in yourself. No, think about the virtues and values that you need to be able to improve yourself. Yung nangyayari sa Pilipinas ngayon, no, parang nagiging helpless because they think that they cannot, contribute. Tulad natin, as ordinary people, no, we want to talk about these situations and propose solutions. And maybe number one, make our friends and families aware of what's happening, what is lacking, and we're not saying that we're perfect. We're actually sharing this so that we can better ourselves, improve ourselves, no, by sharing ideas, debating. Yung sinabi mo na parang pupunta ba siya sa church, no, serving the church. He looks good, no? Ang dami kasing ganito eh. We focus on looking good than doing good. No, you want to have the diploma, you have the diploma, you are a professional, you are a good businessman, pero yung ugali mo bulok, your values are corrupt. No, wala rin. It's very devastating to you and to the society. Alam mo, hindi ako naniniwala na swerte yung mga taong nakakakamkam ng funds ng government. Because even if they consume, even if they have big houses or cars, no, inside of them, it's rotting. No, the peace is not there, which is ultimately what you really want in life, eh? Peace, freedom. So, ang point ko lang doon is, no, even if you see, ay, ba't ganon? It's very unfair, no? Bakit sila nakakakuha ng, tulad ng kaibigan mo, instead of sa iba mapunta, sa kanya na lang daw. Ano yun eh? Envy yun eh. And
Yeah.
it's focused
Yeah.
on taking. Diba?
Totoo. Yeah. Correct. Correct. Tama. Tama. Yeah. I mean, it's just sometimes you think na, well, optics lang naman yon, perception lang. Hindi eh. It's not eh. It really goes back to, I like to think that, your value should speak louder than even your words because, well,
Mhm.
sometimes kasi yung words natin don't necessarily reflect our actions.
Yeah.
Possible yun. Pero your values will always clearly show, I mean your actions rather will always show your values.
Yeah.
So tama eh. I mean, like, here in the first step, like, that's what we always really go back to, no? It's like, what are the values that we're trying to unearth through these specific issues that we're seeing in the country? Not because we're trying to point fingers, but we're just essentially like actually kasi yung kalaban dito is not really I really don't care about the people. I mean, I could care less if
Mm.
it was another administration that
Mm.
was in charge.
Mhm.
Pero what values did we like put our decision making on when those bollards were installed, when the investigation is underway, lahat. I mean,
Yeah.
when you see that uh there's a chance that this could cause like a very risky, like uh collision that could cost lives, but you still do it anyways. Alam mo, like the other day, like nagda-drive
Mm.
ako, like, and then minsan alam mo, I think it's also because we've allowed, the traffic rules to become optional already,
Mhm.
that it's coming to this now. Kasi makikita mo na yung motorcycles nagka-counterflow para hindi na kailangan umikot. Yung cars na nagka-counterflow kasi kailangan abutin yung stoplight. It's I mean, and then if you stop and call them out, they'll say, wala namang nasaktan for now, but if we allow this to happen, then it's just a matter of time. And true enough, diba? I mean, like, I remember when we went to Kota Kinabalu, they're not a rich nation. Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia,
Yeah.
they're not that economically. I think I would probably say city-wise, they're parang beach area siya in Borneo, so it's right
Mm.
under Mindanao. And makita mo infrastructure-wise, hindi siya malayo sa, siguro, I would probably compare it to like
Palawan?
maybe a bit higher than Palawan. Maybe like
Mm.
Iloilo City na beachside, something like that. Probably
Mm.
Batangas. Imagine mo na lang, parang Batangas area. Oh, I think yung pinakamalapit talaga is yung bigger cities of Batangas. Lipa, and then yung kung saan yung Roro, kalimutan ko yung anong uh, city yun. But it's not that big,
Mhm.
but the amount of order on the roads that there are. Kasi yung ano kasi Dex, yung roads nila, they don't have many stoplights. Most of the intersections are roundabouts.
Yeah.
Yun yung na-notice namin ni Ses nung nandun kami. We were there for our 10th year anniversary.
Mm.
Tapos it's a very, I mean, cost of living is pretty much parang Pilipinas lang. There's only 3 or 4 malls in the city. It's laid back. It's province. And still, the amount of road order that there is, kasi, di ba, roundabout.
Mm.
Pero, merong kotse na sa loob ng
Bigay.
roundabout. Oo, yeah. Pag may kotse sa loob ng roundabout, full stop yung kotse mo. Aantay na lalabas siya. And then, kung may nag-full stop ka, and then may nag-full stop na isa, mauuna ka. Kasi ikaw yung unang nag-full stop. So, everyone is giving way.
Yeah.
Bakit hindi pwede yan sa Pilipinas? Kasi, infrastructure, we're pretty much the same. The roads are just as wide. People are driving the same cars. The thing that's different, mentality. Mentality talaga.
Yeah, values and character. You have those good values of, giving in. You don't even need traffic lights. Tulad ng sinasabi mo.
Yeah.
You just know intuitively and instinctively na kailangan kayong magbigayan dun sa roundabout na road na yon without even having those traffic lights or stoplights for you to be directed, no? Alam mo, may nakita nga ako na aso, no? Naka-stop yung naka-stop yung stoplight, hindi tumatawid, pero yung isang tao tumatawid kasi walang walang dumadaan na sasakyan, so tumawid yung tao. Pero yung aso naghintay. Nung nag-go, dun tumawid. Bakit ganon, no? This is a Philippine setting. Bakit
Yeah.
ganon? Bakit yung aso mas alam pa niya kaysa sa tao? So nasa tao talaga eh. That's what we want to share, talk about here in First Step, the values that can elevate us, no, into our into a better human being. Going back to what happened to Esitex and Naiya, basically corruption killed these people. Not only negligence but corruption. So corruption, for example, internally, although hindi pa tapos ang investigation for a private company, you don't let your bus driver drive for like hours and hours on end. Kailangan
Yeah.
may alternate for siguro nagtitipid. Kasi kung dalawa yung driver na karelyebo mo doon, Patrick, babayaran mo yung dalawang driver na yun. Pero kung isa lang, mas makakatipid ka. Pero you will compromise the safety of your passengers and all the people around you, no? O ibang sasakyan or ibang tao na nandun. No, nagtitipid ka. It's again profit, the value of profit over people.
I was just doing a quick check, no, through Notebook
Mm.
LM.
Mhm.
Hindi I'm using this AI kasi by Google Notebook LM to fact check. So pinasok ko lahat ng mga articles na nakita ko on
Yeah,
these issues, and then I asked it questions. So hindi naman minention kung ilang oras yung driver uh, na naka-duty,
nagdadrive.
no.
Okay.
But ito nga sabi ni Notebook LM,
Nakatulog
he
ba?
he really confessed to dozing off behind the wheel kasi nakapila sila sa toll, 'di ba? Sa toll gate. So they were lining up in the
Hmm?
toll gate. Tapos yung bus did not stop. Full speed pa rin kasi he dozed off nga behind the wheel. So the thing is, ito nga parang ano, uh, yung response nga, which is tama naman tong response actually ng Department of Transpo. They announced plans to tighten testing standards and potentially reducing the hours as part of reforms following a series of road accidents. So, the
Yeah.
reform they put out was up to 4 hours lang at a time yung allowed for the
Yeah.
drivers. Pero alam mo yung I think what will also kind of like happen the ripple effect wise,
Mm.
they will most likely cut the salaries of these drivers kasi lesser hours eh, 'di ba? So
Yeah. Mhm.
it's not hindi malayo na mangyari din yun. So I think this is just a band-aid solution kasi if that happens, then you will also have lesser skilled drivers kasi hindi nakukuha ng
May domino
driving.
effect pa rin, no?
Correct, yeah. So I think what's currently happening right now, yung nga sabi ko, we are just reacting to
Mhm.
catastrophes, calamities. We're not we're not
Being
proactively
proactive,
thinking, yes, of better solutions that
long
will,
term.
yes, that will work in the long term, but also more importantly make us better, you know, in terms of road safety or any for any like sector, I would say. I think right now the general again this is at the expense of making a
Mm.
sweeping statement.
Mm.
Hindi ko nilalahat. I'm sure there are some good people in government, but like I won't even say majority because we don't really know that for a fact. But there is a significant enough force in our public service right now where the the tendency is just to give the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Okay na yan, pwede na yan. Or para tumahimik na lang, gumawa na lang tayo ng ganitong announcement. It's still reactive
Yeah.
versus coming up with a anti-fragile mindset. Are you familiar with the concept of anti-fragility, Dex?
Yes, yes, I read the book, but I haven't finished it yet, no? Maganda si Nassim Taleb.
Nassim
No,
Taleb. Yeah, I really like that concept. I actually wrote a very short blog about it a while back. The concept of anti-fragility. I mean like for
we
siguro for
we
the
we can
Oo, yeah, definitely. I think that really deserves a whole episode talaga. Pero just like a quick snapshot for those watching and listening, no. Anti-fragility, parang I think the best na no like illustration for that is yung muscles natin. Kasi 'di ba yung muscles, like how do you build your muscles? You work out because what
Yeah.
you're trying to do is you're actually tearing your muscles apart.
Mm.
Because when you tear your muscles apart, when they recover and they heal, they actually come out stronger.
Yeah.
Kaya that's what happens when you work out. You build your muscle by tearing it apart so that when it comes back, it becomes stronger. Kadalasan kasi when bad things happen, and again, like I said, okay, sabihin natin, bad things will happen. Bad things can happen. You can't prepare for everything. Can't prepare for the worst. I mean, Japan also has accidents like this. I mean, maybe not to the same extent, no? But even Hong Kong, Singapore, US, uh, UK, bad things happen all the time. But when bad things happen, they always find an anti-fragile solution. Meaning, let's make a solution that will avoid this scenario and then plus more. Does that make sense? Na parang, when I think there was one time I saw in one post where there was a roadside there's a cliffside road in somewhere in Japan that collapsed during landslide. I think it was during a hurricane. So talagang gumuho and then like nasira yung road. So what they did was they rebuilt the road and then they put a tunnel para kung may landslide hindi na ulit matatamaan yung road and hindi masira yung road. So they fixed it and then they came up with a solution to avoid it from happening again. I don't see that happening right now with these two scenarios.
Yeah, because we focus on the band-aid solutions instead of that long-term solution, proactive solutions that will give stability, for example, to our infrastructure and promote better systems for our transportation system, no, in the Philippines. Marami tayong band-aid solutions because our values are distorted. Our government, no, as we observe, is focused on taking rather than really giving, no. Pumunta tayo ulit dun sa mga civil servants. If you cannot serve the public, don't go to civil service, no.
Yeah.
Kasi that is the basic job that you need to do, is to serve the public. And you need to serve the public really well. Not through mediocre way, or not through an incompetent way, no, which is worse. And again, our focus is always to be doing good, not just looking good. No, yan yung nangyayari natin. Band-aid solution is tatakpan mo lang. No, hindi you won't heal the whole wound, no, and become stronger. Anti-Fragile was a very good book. Si Nassim Taleb gave an analogy of that Hydra, when you cut the serpents, tama ba? Si Hydra ba
Yeah.
yun? When you cut the serpent's head, no, hindi lang isa, but marami. That is anti-fragility.
Right.
Just like exercise, when you exercise, it's a catabolic system, but when you rest, it will grow better. In fasting also, Patrick, it's also
Yeah.
anti-fragile because you
Right,
put a bit of stress in the body, but as a consequence, your body responds, no, in a way that it will heal, remove your inflammation, protect you from chronic diseases, prolong your life through a system like, for example, autophagy in the body.
Yeah. Some of the solutions, sinanong ko si Notebook LM.
Oh,
Bagong best friend ko na to. Dami kong natutunan.
alam mo, Patrick, mas okay kausap
Kaysa
yung
kay ChatGPT.
AI.
Yeah. Kasi
Hindi, I mean, AI in general,
yung AI in
minsan,
general. Oh, yeah.
yeah, makakausap mo philosophically. No,
Tama.
kung wala kang
Walang
makausap,
walang halong bias eh.
ang
Alam mo,
BS, diretso,
wala.
matututo ka.
Grabe, as in, like, sometimes when I have like, philosophical questions about how I react to things or yung mga problems that I'm facing, hindi na friends ko yung kausap ko sa ChatGPT.
AI na. Oo.
Yeah. Anyways, as per Notebook LM, kasi I put together nga all the articles and news and YouTube videos I could find about the incidents. In fairness naman, merong mga proactive measures. So I just want, syempre, I mean, just want to say it, just to be fair, no, to ano. So number one is their DOTR, the Department of Transportation, is now gonna establish a public transport safety board. So they will take a look at everything that has happened, not just the two incidents, pero like say again, like I said, dami na. It's just adding more and more, and like even like the road rage incidents, the one that happened weeks ago where someone shot two motorcyclists and they were killed on the spot, no, or hindi ko alam kung on the spot, basta they were dead on arrival. But they're gonna take a look at this and come up with structured long-term approach. I just hope to God na yung ilalagay dito sa board na to are actually people who know what they're doing. So also here's another one, but again, ito na medyo nakakatawa lang. There are two other proactive solutions, but I don't think they're good solutions, and I'll say why in a bit. Number one is they said that any PUV firm, public utility vehicle firm, that has like one issue or incident that is caught on camera, automatic franchise revoked, and drivers will also get their licenses revoked. No trial. And I don't think that's a good solution, because even videos can tell different stories. Pero yun daw yung gagawin. So I don't know if that's a good solution. There's another one, actually apat pala yung maganda dito. The other one that's looks pretty much okay is they're gonna redesign the current diagonal passenger drop-off in Terminals 1 and 2. Alam mo, there was, I actually agree with this, especially dun sa departure areas. Kasi there was one time na, last week, last month lang ba yun, na we were in Manila, tas, there was one time I was getting my bag lang from the back of the Grab car. Muntik na akong matamaan ng kotse just because lumabas siya. Alam mo yun? So, it's really unsafe naman talaga tong diagonal passenger drop-off setup. I'm sure it's gonna cause a bit more traffic again. But for me, that's fine if it means it's gonna be safer. I mean, I don't mind waiting another 10-15 minutes to get dropped off if it means that it's gonna make
Safety is a
everyone...
priority, Patrick,
Oh,
especially in airports,
right.
in
So
highly trafficked places.
yeah, so I think I agree with this one. The last one, which I think is just funny,
Bakit?
and you'll see why in a bit. Department of Transportation announced that all PUV drivers will now be required to undergo mandatory drug testing every 3
Ayun.
months.
Wow.
Pero I get it, because there were instances din na there were drivers that were high.
Mm-hmm.
Pero number one, bakit POV drivers lang?
Yeah.
Kasi hindi naman lahat ng cases of road rage, drunken driving are POV drivers. So that's the first thing. And then
Nakikita nga natin,
secondly,
private eh.
dapat private nga eh. Kasi minsan, I mean, let's face it, no, especially the upper class privilege, they're the ones that break the laws like this because they just get away with it. That's one thing. And the second thing is they're doing this in response to what happened in the SE Tex crash. Cleared naman sa drug test.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. Why are you gonna do this? Kaya nga, they're just doing this to make it appear like, okay, get off my back, I'm doing something about this.
Yes, without really thinking about it. Again, itong values natin about, mababa lang na standards, okay na tayo. No, that's actually what kills people, not just corruption. No, definitely corruption kills. No, nakikita natin yan with the substandard work sa infrastructure. Remember the bridge na nag-collapse? No,
Yeah.
isa pa yon. Pero the thing is here, no, you need to really think about it, about your proposals and about the processes the systems that you want to put in place
Mhm.
in response, in response to what really happened. So kung ito, yung bus driver, hindi naman talaga siya uh, nag-drugs, but he fell asleep. No, he was very tired, kaya nga nakabangga siya. Dapat you need to address how can we prevent that from happening again, which is yung first proposal nga nila, 'di ba? Dapat 4 hours may uh, yung work ng driver should have a rest every 4 hours or para may karelyebo siya. So that's a good one. But the other ones is like parang sweeping yet band-aid solutions, and then it's not also uh, parang it's only focused on a certain segment like PUV drivers. So how about the private drivers yung nakikita nga natin ngayon, nagmomotor, uh, nagda-drive ng private cars are the ones violating the traffic rules.
Right. Merong isang ano dito, uh, report din by the Manila International Airport Authority about the bollards, no? Kasi sabi nga dito, they admitted naman that the bollards installations were not deep enough. In fact, they were not deep at all.
Mm.
And yung explanation nila, it might have been due to excavation constraints during installation. Kasi nga, nasa taas. Para
Mm.
siyang flyover setup.
Mm.
Okay, I get that. Pero, number one, bakit maybe? Hindi ba na-document?
Yun
Alam
nga.
mo, when there are constraints like this,
Tama.
alam ko for a fact, I mean, I'm not an engineer by profession. However, I work with software engineers. Software engineers, there are very little, syempre may mga risk factors din doon, pero cybersecurity yan. It's not gonna aka kill you. But, I mean, even in a setup like that, I always ask them, always make sure naka-document yung mga boundaries, yung constraints, para at least we
Yeah.
can go back to it and say, okay, ito yung, di ba, how much work is it gonna take to create a Google document of all of the obstacles and constraints that you hit? Now, all of a sudden, we have to investigate, waste time, energy, resources just to look for a maybe kasi hindi siya naayos. I mean, like, that's one thing.
Where's the documentation?
Yeah, exactly. Or di natin lang, baka they have the documentation but they're just afraid to share the
Yeah.
ano. But secondly, kasi nakita ko to kasi actually si Ses posted a thread about this on Threads. And ang daming comments actually. And we like interacting in Threads more. It's kind of like X because mas matalino yung mga kausap mo. I think it's more connected sa Instagram, not sa Facebook. Pero I mean, you also can
Yeah.
have But meron kasing nagsabi, someone said something along the lines of, what do you expect? Syempre, kasi flyover yan. You cannot really excavate. Okay, sige. I'm not an engineer. I'm not going to pretend like I know construction. But sabihin na lang natin that it was a constraint. One thing I know for sure is constraint doesn't mean impossibility. Why?
Yeah.
Because again, I'm double checking lang. I just took some time to let the prompt run, no? Pero I remember reading a book about the construction of Central Park in New York. Diba? And that
Yeah.
was
That's a good
project.
example.
It was a project full of constraints.
Mm-hmm.
It was a project that was full of problems, pero they never took any of them as impossibilities. For example, 1850s. This is a time when
Yes.
construction was not, as good as it is
Fairly
today.
new.
Yeah, so there was a they had what they called sunken transverse roads. So it's four crosstown roads
Yeah.
that were blasted 8 feet below grade, so that it would so then they covered with masonry arches. So carriages pa, hindi pa kotse this time, could
Mm.
cross Manhattan without disturbing the park scenery. So
Yeah.
here was a problem. If they put crosstown roads, it's gonna destroy the scenery. So what did they do? They created a way. They created masonry arches so that the carriages, and then later on, actually it's still being used by cars today, could cross Manhattan without disturbing the park scenery. So it's a large. I mean, if this was the first ever large scale use of grade separation
Yeah.
in urban park. So, I mean, of course, we don't have time to talk about the specifics there. If you're not an engineer, you can Google it yourself. But point is, it was seen as difficult, but it was not impossible. They found a way. Another current one, this is being done 2025. Harlemere, the Davis Center,
Mm.
they're adding a pool rink complex into the landscape. And then they're gonna put a green, kasi with the Central Park, as much as possible, what they try to do is they try to keep as much green coverage as possible, green foliage as possible.
Yeah.
So, because, syempre, I mean, that's the only area in the entire, city that has, like, enough greens to, battle
Yeah.
the pollution and the heat index and all of that. Pero, syempre, they needed to add a pool ring complex, but they're already at the threshold of the green landscape. So what they
Mm.
did was they built a pool ring complex. Tas yung roof nung pool ring complex has greenage and greens and foliage. So it's carved into the landscape. It's put on top of the roof. And then they use that as passive ventilation. And they have put bird safe glass kasi maraming birds sa so yung concern nila is if they go into the pool rink, then of course the droppings are gonna make the pool unsanitary. But they found a way. They create a pool rink, they put landscape on top, they covered it with bird safe glass so that it would be so the birds could not go inside. So these are again difficulties. These are constraints, but they're not impossibilities. Bollard lang hindi natin magawa ng solution.
Problem solving lang. No, that's a good example. The Central Park, there are a lot of constraints there. Ito, hindi ibig sabihin na parang hindi ka maybe hindi ka makaka-dig deeper because of the flyover yung papatungan ng bollard. So that doesn't mean you will provide a substandard bollard, no, that can protect the
Correct.
people there. No,
Yeah.
it's very the bollard. You just look at the first function of a bollard. Bollard is to be able to protect passengers or pedestrians from any accidents, vehicular accidents. No? Kaya ka nga nandun para mapigilan ng isang kotseng bumubulusok and to avoid those kinds of accidents that here killed an innocent child or killed another person, no, who is just going to work. So kalungkot, but we cannot be a victim of these circumstances. We should be
Yeah.
able to use this as a wake-up call, no, for a lot of Filipinos. Hindi po tayo mabubuhay ng mabuti at maganda kung mediocre or incompetent ang mga gawa natin o ang mga ugali natin, no.
Yeah.
Kailangan marunong tayong magmahal sa trabaho natin para,
Yeah.
we can provide better lives also for other people.
Right. There's another small
Hmm.
snippet here, Dex. Did you know that the bollards were installed at the recommendation of the Australian Security Audit?
Hmm.
So
Sa
this was
NAIA?
yeah, yeah. So there was an outsider actually that called out and said this has to be done.
Kailan?
Hindi sinabi. Basta ito, I was going through
Really?
basahin ko na
Hmm.
lang, yeah, word for
Yeah,
word.
sige nga.
This
Sign nga.
was from an article by Maria Cristina Arayata. I think this is the ANC one, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. PNA ito. But sabi dito, the NNIC, headed by the San Miguel Corporation, that's the new NAIA Infra Corp group, so NNIC. They started kasi in September 2024, and In an interview with the PNA, Philippine News Agency, on Tuesday, they said, Eric Ines, the general manager of MIAA, said that the bollards were installed upon the recommendation of the Australian Security Audit. He admitted that the installation of the bollards is not deep enough. Ito yung sabi niya. Our current engineer said, kaya nga, said so verbal, walang documentation, said, if deep excavation would be made for the installation of the bollards at the departure area, it would go through the main arrival area. So, this is really something that came talaga from the horse's mouth. So, again, I mean, they present the problem, but they don't have a solution. Alam mo, even with my staff, I mean, I don't want to, again, at the risk of sounding high and mighty, pero sabihin ko na lang, no, I'm not saying this because I think I'm better. I'm saying this that because I thought that this was a bare minimum. Kala ko lahat ng leader ganito.
Trabaho.
Oo. Pero, at the same time kasi, Dex, I always tell my staff, kapag may constraint ka, kapag may problem ka, I don't wanna just hear the problem. I wanna hear at least 3 solutions.
Mhm.
Mag-research ka,
Yeah.
mag-isip ka. That's the reason why we hired you. Because
Mm-mm.
ikaw yung expert sa field na to. For example, video editor. Kumuha ako ng video editor for my company. Tapos merong nag-send na client na video content, hindi maganda yung quality. Sabihin sa akin, sir, hindi maganda yung quality ng video. Ano magagawa natin? What can we do? What are the solutions? Do we need to buy better software to make the quality better? Do we need to Do we need to put animation para mas maging maganda? Do we need to tell the client to shoot again? Hindi yung, sir, hindi maganda yung quality ng video. Yan ang gagawin ko dun. Tell me what we should do. And I think
At least propose a solution.
correct. I'm not saying that it has to be the perfect solution. Pero in some way or another, the reason why I do that is because yung tinuro kasi sa akin ng mga mentors ko and my parents were simply this. If someone hires you to make their lives easy, if someone hires you to solve problems, then do that.
Yeah.
Hindi yung, okay, ito yung problema, what's next? I hate to admit it, no, but I'm starting to realize more and more that this is so rare in the Philippines. Yung ganong mentality. And I don't wanna say na, yeah. I don't wanna say that, yeah, I know where you're getting at. How do we make that happen? I think the first thing that we need to think, kasi there's this
The first step.
Yes, the first step. I think it's still really a change of mentality, kasi yung mentality kung bakit ganito, we always go back to the limitation. Kasi hindi naman ako educated dito. Hindi naman ako sinabihan na kailangan pala gawin to. But there's just this mentality of, I don't know the word for it, but the mentality that says that I can't be a solution provider because I'm just this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. In other words, you're blaming other circumstances. You don't take the initiative.
Correct.
No, the initiative to improve yourself. So again, self-reliance. So, medyo entrenched itong kultura na to, Patrick, because we were colonized and become quote-unquote slaves in our own country before, no, by the Spaniards. But it's not the reason for us to be a slave in our own country. No, we need to rely on ourselves to improve ourselves, take the initiative, no. Sabi mo nga sa mga staff mo, if you can't, if you have some constraints, look for a solution by researching. Very important lang, 'di ba? Ah,
Ako, may AI na ngayon. Alam mo yun?
may AI na, pwede kang kumausap kung wala kang makausap ng matino, kausapin mo yung AI, no?
Mm.
Tapos
Yeah.
matututo ka pa by just knowing how to prompt the LMs or the AI.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a journalist, but I just learned Notebook LM, and all of a sudden, I just take the work of the journalists, and then I ask Notebook LM to take out all the bias and give me facts straight. Alam mo yon? Parang those tools are highly, and this is the paid version. This isn't the paid version, by the way. Naka-free version.
Delikado ang traditional journalists dyan if a lot of people like us, no,
Yeah.
can do a better job than them. No,
Oh.
again, journalism kasi or the mainstream media is captured and it's captured by systemic profit eh. It's not
Mm.
really about anything else but for them to be able to earn, get a lot of eyeballs and be able to advertise. So, itong mga ganito, ano pa eh, walang hallucinations, no?
Wala.
Or minimal ang hallucinations
No,
because they
no
have a
article.
basis.
Yeah. I'm sure there are, but I mean like just fact checking wise, because Notebook LM, when it gives you facts, uh naka nakalink siya to the source. So you
Mm,
can kind of check,
verify.
for yourself na okay, ito ba yung talagang totoong meaning nung article na nakalink dito, or maybe it's just again a subjective, or baka iba yung pagka-interpret.
So, ang nangyari talaga dito, Patrick, no? It's really a holistic problem, no, in our country. It's not only a corruption or stealing of money, but it's
No.
a corruption of the mind and spirit
Yeah, it
that
is.
prevents us from moving forward.
It is. Yeah.
Unlike,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
and again, I'll say this because alam ko in some way or another, I still fall for the trap minsan of those kinds of mentality, no? Like yung
mhm,
sabi mo nga, yung taking
more than
ownership
giving.
over the blame,
Ah, yeah,
'di ba? Na okay,
accountability.
accountability exactly. Sino ba naman siguro yung tao, certain person na who might not struggle with that? Okay, something went wrong. I think probably like especially more when I'm talking to my wife, no, parang hindi ako yung ano. Pero later on you realize, hindi, oo nga pala, ako pala yung mali. Alam mo yun? And
Mm,
then you take responsibility. Like, if you offended your spouse, then you apologize. You make a
and
commitment. You
improve.
say that, yeah, this is what I realized. And then I'm gonna try not to do that again. And this is my commitment to you. And, by gosh, I mean, it has improved my relationship with my spouse exponentially just by having the humility to do that. Pangit pakinggan, yung
Yeah,
humility is galing sa akin. Pero alam mo yun, parang, but
yeah.
meron kasing isang post Dex na nag-viral din. I don't know if you know, sino nga yung pangalan ng batang to. Yung may-ari ng Kangkong Chips. Google natin. He's a young business owner, influencer. Josh Mojica.
Mm,
Josh Mojica. I don't know if you heard of him. Uh, Parang pa Andrew Tate effect na ano. He's
mm.
getting flack right now kasi meron siyang pinost na
Filipino ba yan?
Pinoy. Some people are saying kasi may malaking negosyo, Kangkong Chip. So it's ano. Pero
Mm,
question mark kasi may nagsasabi na baka hindi naman totoo yung
mm,
pinapalabas. But I mean, sa
mm.
Filipino entrepreneur, um, 2004, so he was born 2020, 21 years old. So bata pa.
Yeah.
And then he's getting flack kasi meron siyang pinost na if you're 25 years old and still broke, it's your fault. Something along that
Mm,
lines, no? And people are criticizing him. Sabi niya, if you're still broke at 25, eto, share ko na lang para
kasalanan mo. Yeah.
oh,
Sige.
ito sabi niya. And sa mga nakikinig, give me a chance here. Wag niyo akong i-Josh Mojica din. I don't like him. I'll probably start with
Yeah.
that. Ako din, parang na-off ako nito. Pero
Ano ba
sabi
siya?
niya,
Influencer siya. Hindi ko kasi
He's an
masyado.
he's an influencer, entrepreneur, alam mo
Mm.
yun, parang feeding off the ano din,
Mm.
the controversy and all of that.
Yeah.
Check mo na lang, might be a waste of your time pero check mo na lang.
Yeah. Oh.
But sabi niya, G, if you're still broke at 25, it's not your parents, it's your fault as a man. Move.
Mhm.
And nagigets ko yung ano, yung point ng mga sinasabi. Kasi nagsasabi yung iba na parang unfair naman na sasabihin mo na
Na-offenda
kasalanan
naman
ko yun.
sila.
Oo. Kasi, and then, some people are sharing their story na I
Mm.
struggled until 26, 27, pero ngayon, I was able to achieve this. I now have a business. I now have multi-million network. And, totoo. I mean,
Mm.
what they're saying is true. And may point naman. I think yung point kasi nitong si Josh Mojica is that, you have to get success early, which is mali naman talaga. Kasi meron naman talagang mga iba that their success comes in later in life. Gets ko yan. Pero alam mo, hindi ako na-trigger sa post. Kasi I saw this post before it even went viral.
Mm.
And when I saw this post, hindi ako na-trigger. You know why? You know why, Dex? Because
Mm.
when I was 25, I was broke.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Ano ba,
diba?
25? Nag-aaral pa ako nun. Wala pa akong trabaho nga dun.
Oh, ako naman, I was still starting pa lang my freelancing.
Mm.
Tapos, alam mo yon, parang hindi pa ganun kakilala. I was broke. I mean, like di naman siguro like zero, but like every single day was like, oh no, do I have enough money to buy groceries for the family? 25 years old. Sabihin na lang
Mm.
natin 24. 25 I was, kasi there was a point where we really took off eh. Story for a different
Yeah.
day. Pero I knew for a fact at around this age, I was broke. And I also knew it was my fault.
Mhm.
You know why? Because every single day I woke up, my mentality was, my financial situation is my fault. Not
Mm.
because I'm trying to, pound myself down, discourage myself, and I'm talking negative towards myself. Pero I preferred it that way.
Mm.
Bakit? Kasi if it's someone else's fault, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
If
It's
it's my
not within your
parents' fault,
control.
yeah, if it's your parents' fault, then I can't change my parents' minds. If it's the economy's fault, then I can't change the economy. If it's my client's fault, then I can't control my client. But if it's my fault, I can do something about it today. Alam mo, I think it goes back to the educational system that we have, where we're being taught na kung mali ka, the more mistakes you have as a person, the less successful you are, or like, alam mo yon,
Which
parang,
is wrong.
which is wrong because you have to make these mistakes. You have to take
So
ownership.
you
You have to
learn
take
from them.
accountability. Yes, exactly. So ngayon, yung mentality na ay ayokong kunin yung mistake because it might, like, what's the worst that can happen if it's your fault,
Mhm.
'di ba? What's the worst that can happen?
You fail
I
fast
get,
and learn fast.
yeah, I
You
mean,
get wisdom from failure.
right, exactly. I mean, okay, I get it. If the people who installed the bollards admit that they were wrong, they're gonna get sued, they're gonna lose their license, they're gonna be thrown in jail.
Mm.
That's
So be
scary,
it.
but so be it, 'di ba?
Take responsibility over it and
Right.
improve yourself. Diba?
Oo, pero kasi if no one takes responsibility, it's just gonna cost another life and another life. And alam mo, it's just gonna get worse.
Yes. Incompetence will be the norm, not the exception when
It,
there's no
it really is.
accountability. But, diba?
It really is. Yeah.
It's the norm right now. That's why you need to make people accountable in order for us as a whole, the society will
Mm,
improve. In
mm,
For the Filipino civilization to go to the next step, no, the first
yeah.
step here is accountability, admitting that there's something wrong, not deflecting the blame, and do something about it at the present moment. No, tama
Yeah.
ka. And then ako rin yung pinakita mo about yung influencer na yun. Ba't ka naman ma-offend? It's a challenge to you as a man. No?
Yes.
Don't
Right.
be don't be offended. Kung broke ka, totoo naman broke ka. at least you know that you can improve yourself and learn from it. No? At saka
Right.
another thing, opinion niya yun eh. Lagi tayo
Mm.
natitrigger sa opinion ng iba. No, we also have our own opinions. The opinions of others are outside of our control. It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
us it is us who can control the perception or our reaction to such opinion. You can use it as a challenge or just be hurt and become a victim. Ay, ang sama niya. Which is the bad thing to do. The best thing that you can do for those kinds of comments is take it as a challenge or just ignore it totally if you want to have peace of mind.
Yep.
But
Yep.
here in our case nga this Pollard na Iya Esitec situation that happened in our country. Again, we need to focus on personal accountability and responsibility, and again check on our individual values, no? The politicians, the public servants, the first line contractors, and the NAIA management or the bus company management should be able to, what do you call this, reflect on what's missing, no? We know what's missing, no? Number one, sa NAIA, just do your work well. If you love your country, you will do your work well. Just
Yes.
doing your job well will prevent these mistakes. Incompetence and corruption kills, no? Eh, Kaya sana, no, with these kinds of conversations and us, no, improving ourselves individually, we can make and share these important changes, no, as a wake up call also. Serve as a wake up call to every one of us.
Yep. Yep. Ito, tinatanong ko na si AI kung ano. Kasi the question, I think now, Dex, as we kind of wrap this up, okay, sila yun. Let's face it, kahit manood pa sila ng the first step episode, corruption kills, there's a high chance that these people will still not take
Yeah.
accountability.
Anong sabi ni best friend AI?
Ito yung sabi ni best friend niya. So tinanong ko, if leaders don't take accountability, us as citizens, what can we do? So, eto, nagsisearch the web pa siya. Galing na talaga ng AI ngayon. Sinesearch niya si Commission on Audit, Open Data
Alam,
Philippines.
alam mo, Patrick, Plato, I think Plato said na parang you cannot blame the leaders kung hindi ka nagpa-participate in improving or even participating in politics. Sabi ko, naisip ko nga, oh nga, blame ng complain tayo ng complain. No, outside of this podcast, kasi here, we're not complaining. We are proactively sharing our ideas and values that can improve humanity. Outside, when we complain, sabi ko, di dapat pala humabol na lang ako. Instead of letting stupid and corrupt people govern us, ako na mismo. Anyway, that's just a
Yeah.
side note. No?
Hindi, that's good. I think going back nga to the self-governance, ano no. I mean, at a personal level, short term, I think for me personally, my response is always going to still be the same. I really have to be a bit more vigilant kasi I know
Mhm.
for a fact that I live in a country where the system is broken. And I say this from a
Yeah.
standpoint of, kasi in my line of work, I get to interact with people outside of the country and I mean, like when, for example, kailangan namin mag-meet up outside of
Mm.
the country. And then I have to tell them na, ay nako, kung gusto niyo mag-meet up sa ganitong part ng mundo, kailangan may heads up ako kasi kailangan ko ng visa. And I
Mm.
think keep on telling me, why don't you just transfer to a different country? You know, bottom line is we still love the life here. There are, the good,
Yeah.
the at least especially in the province, no, kung saan
Mm.
payapa, and then you don't feel the effects of corruption as much because you can live your own kind of like pocket quiet life.
Mhm.
But like eto na si AI. What can we do?
Mm.
Yung nga, like self-governance pa rin. Just being vigilant. Understanding that while the system is broken, you
Yeah.
also, I mean, just for yourself, personal responsibility. I can't wait for the system to be fixed.
Yeah.
Diba?
You need to
Kaya,
rely on yourself.
you really have to rely on yourself. Like itong issue with and I don't wanna branch out too much, no. Pero itong issue with the the South China Sea,
Yeah.
becoming a precursor to a possible war outbreak, then
Distraction lang nila yun.
yeah, that's true. Pero alam mo yun, parang if it does happen, then I just have to be prepared, no?
Yeah.
Come up with but also at the same time, second thing is sabi ni pareng G
Mm.
or Maring G, Chat GPT, then you just have to lead by example in your own way within your own
Yep.
circle of influence. Be the leader that you
Agree.
want to follow,
Yep.
'di ba? When you
Be
see
the leader
leaders,
that you want to follow.
correct, yeah, and then well, I don't wanna serve the government, that's for sure. Kasi may nagsabi sa akin, Ed, alam mo, Patrick, gawin mo na lang. Why don't you get a PhilJeps and start fixing those problems? Ayoko. Ang tagal nilang magbayad. But,
Actually, Patrick,
yeah.
it is since our system is not good. It is actually an opportunity for us to be able to share our values on how to fix the system. That is the opportunity. Unlike, for example, kung maayos na like Japan, no,
Yeah.
or in other countries na meron na silang magandang value system or their, 'di ba, yung contribution mo, it's not as impactful. What we're doing right now, the first step for me is not only improving ourselves but being impactful by sharing these ideas and values to others na wala before. Sino ba nag-share ng maraming ganitong uh, conversations that talks about values? Wala masyado. At least tayo, we have this opportunity to be able to share and be able to lead also. Come up with the values that we can build upon for a better country or better society.
Yep, yep. And this is the reason why we're doing this in the first step, because we want people to see and hear, what values. I mean, again, Dex, we're not really experts per se, pero I think we know a little bit enough. And the reason why we wanted to really put philosophy and politics together is
Yeah.
because, diba? I mean, we can kind of connect the dots.
And better din, Patrick, na hindi tayo perfect eh. So that ordinary
Yeah,
people can relate to us.
tama. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. So, yeah, hopefully, more proactive solutions come about. I think this is really, these two things, these two accidents, tragic accidents that happened are and
Wake-up
should
calls.
be wake-up calls to a system that needs to be fixed. So, two things can happen, in the dawn of all of this mess, no? It's either PR will prevail and they just find a way to brush, and
Look
sweep
good.
everything under the rug, yeah, and look good. Or sana, some way or another, maayos talaga yung systems.
Yeah. Thanks, Patrick, no, for this discussion. It's a way for us also to share our ideas and values. Thank you for
All right.
this.
Thanks, Dex.